And it's time now for the Wall Street Beat. Two of the largest market-making firms in the U.S., that's Citadel Securities and Jane Street, on track for record revenue hauls. And here with more is Bloomberg finance reporter Katherine Doherty. Record after record, really, for these guys. And they've made a lot of investments into new areas of trading. What's helping them catch up most with the big Wall Street giants?
So, number one thing, volumes. We saw the big U.S. banks when they reported their first half of the year. Everyone was up. For them, it was 18%. For Citadel and Jane Street, we're seeing a significant jump from a year ago. But I'll also say that last year was a pullback from the year prior. So you see ebbs and flows, but overall, across Wall Street, there's just record volumes that we're hitting, and we will be looking to see if the second half of the year is continuing this momentum. But from the looks of how we're starting today and going into the rest of, or to end 2024, it could be that they are notching another record compared to what would be 2022, which was their last records.
Now, by the way, what we're talking about is the money these hedge funds are making for themselves, right?
Market makers.
Market makers, not the hedge fund
or market
units.
makers. But so it's just the revenue that they're bringing in. It's not that, they're doing well in terms of portfolios.
They're not making any bets. They're basically facilitating the trades for institutional and retail investors that are looking to buy into securities, ETFs. For Citadel Securities, they've recently entered into corporate bond trading. For Jane Street, they had already been quite dominant in this space, and that's because they started out with their dominance in ETFs. They extended into fixed income. It was a natural expansion for them.
And of course, there's Citadel Securities, which is the market maker, and then you have Citadel, the hedge fund,
right,
which is making those big bets. And it's interesting, when you focus on Jane Street, we talk about Citadel all the time. Jane Street seems more secretive, but they did sell a $1.4 billion high-yield bond deal earlier this year, and I feel like that offered an interesting peek into maybe some of their financials, which we haven't really seen before. And it was interesting, how much of their business, how big and important they are when it comes to the ETF industry in particular.
Absolutely. They are the behemoth in that space. But what's also interesting is because they've been so dominant in ETFs, as I just mentioned, they were able to naturally expand to other asset classes. So they've become quite dominant in fixed income, in corporate bond trading, in portfolio trading within that space. So now it just will be the question of how do they continue this expansion? Is it global expansion? Are they going to look at other asset classes or fine-tune what they're already market making in?
And a fun fact, Citadel Securities had a new executive from Goldman just started days ago, Jim Esposito. So a lot of rumors out there about how soon they'll go public, right? This is an interesting time to be notching record highs.